Thokozani. My name is Gogo Noma and this is Learning with Noma. In this lesson, we are going to be learning about the tools of Ukuphahla. If you have not yet subscribed, click the subscribe button, like the video and share. In this classroom, a lesson learned should be a lesson shared. If this is your first time, welcome to the classroom. Hope that you will stay a little longer and learn with me. Let's grow together. Let's learn together. The lesson for today, tools of Ukuphahla. Okay, so here are the tools that we'll be discussing in this lesson, and I'm going to start here with the element of fire with our candles. So the match is there and it will be showing us just this element of fire. That is my lit candle now. So that is our element of fire. Fire being the source of life. It represents the sun and the moon in the sky, the sun during the day and the moon during the night. We are bringing energies of life into our space. So when you use a candle, you are inviting life. You are inviting the source of life into your space. And for me, I always say also that just as the sun brings light during the day and the moon during the night to the physical earth, with the candle we are bringing light between us and the spirit realm. So it becomes the source of light between you and your spirit guides. They can see you. And with a candle, I say that it is a location drop pin that is saying to your ancestors, I am here, can you see me? You know, when people are in need of rescue, whether it's a plane crash, whether they are stuck somewhere, they will always have that gun that they shoot out, and that little light will then indicate that someone is out there and they are asking for help. I'm just going to give a brief explanation about the candles, and I've put them here like this because usually this is what people are advised to use when you start Ukuphahla. I prefer the white candle. Myself, I prefer only using the white candle because it is it is purity. It means that nothing can be, entered into your space that you don't want to. It's safer for me. But most of the time, people will be advised to use the yellow candle, the white candle, and the blue candle. Blue representing your paternal side, your father's side, and it will always be on the left. The white will be in the middle. That is a representation of you as a person. And then the maternal side will be the right side, which will be your yellow candle. And for you to remember is just to remember how people stand at the altar during a wedding. And this is always has been understood to say the woman must stay on the left side of the man because that is where the man's heart is. And the right hand should always be free to protect. That is the hand that is used in battle. The sword will always be pulled from the left, held in the right hand so that they can protect. So your paternal side will always be on your right because they will always be the ones who come for protection. Most of the time, not always. Other people have their maternal side being the protective closey, but most of the time you're going to find your paternal side playing the protective role. So they will always need their dominant hand to be exposed in order to protect, and you will always be on the left side so that you are also nurtured and loved because their heart is on that side. And your maternal side will be on the right side because they're there to nurture and they're there to also give the protection that is needed and necessary, and that is the element of fire. So that is why you will use a candle in Ukuphahla to bring that light between you and the spirit world. And then the next element that I will go to, it's our water element. This is pure water from the tap, nothing special. So water is a precious substance. It is also seen as the source of life. Remember that in winter, everything is dry, the plants are not growing, there's no life, we don't have fruits, we don't have this. So when you see water, we see a source of life. We also see an instrument that we use for purification. So you can use water also to purify yourself, and water is also used as a locus of regeneration. And this is where I'm talking about plants growing and having those seasons of winter, autumn, summer, and loving spring, because everything then is becoming green again. With water, as I said, a source of life. So most of the time I advise people to drink the water the first few times when you are using the water to phahla and phahla to the water. Also, like, communicate with your ancestors to say, with this glass of water that I've placed here, may it become a source of life to me, may it be a cleanser to me, a purifier, because as you drink it, then it will be purifying from the inside. We want to be purified inside out, not outside in. You need to be purified first from the inside, so that it will be easy for us to do the physical purification. So you start drinking the water maybe for the first 3 days to 7 days, depending on what spirit communicates to you. Then after that, you can start using the water in your bath water. I also advise people to maybe use half to bath and half to clean their space. So you can put it in the water that you use to mop your floor, to wipe your furniture, just to cleanse your space of everything. And also sometimes even use it in the water that you use for your laundry, because you also want to purify your clothes, the energies that you carry, because the clothes that you're wearing will also carry those energies further. So this will be the element that you add in your tools of Ukuphahla, communicating with your ancestors. And it would mean water, source of life, instrument of purification, and a locus for regeneration. So everything that is dead in your life will be brought back to life. And when we talk about the element of air, these are the tools that you can use for the element of air: impepho, the incense stick, or the incense stones. I personally love incense sticks. I use them every day, all day. Impepho, really not that much. And with this element of air, we are now saying, remember, we are spirit beings having a spiritual experience. So we are spirit first before we are the physical being. It's a representation of the soul. And with the element, it is about bringing the insight and the clarity of communication between you and the spirit world. And this is because with the smoke that is going to come out of impepho yako, your whatever that you'll be using, even the candle itself, after you have put it on, if the smoke coming from the candle, that is the element of air in itself, and that is communication. So the element of air becomes that which reaches our mental state, and it communicates to us. It opens our third eye, because you will look at how your candle is behaving, how the wind is blowing the flame of the candle. You will also be looking at how the smoke is coming out of impepho yako. Is it going to the left, to the right? Is it going up? And in that sense, you will then understand what ancestors are communicating to you when you are busy uphahla ubwalibona. That is the element of air. So it helps with us understanding abantu abadala, inviting those spirits and actually seeing their presence and interpreting what they are saying to us. This is your snuff, the element of earth, and most of the time we take it and we will then put it on the ground as we communicate to abantu abadala. It is, you will light your candle, and this will be the second element that you then use. And earth being the mother earth, we are from the earth, we are from the earth, and when we die we go back to earth. Hence we are buried in graves and we go 6 feet under. This is to say that as I come from you, I will return to you. As you came from her, you will return to her. She's the mother of creation. She is Mother Earth. She is medicine. And you are trying also to connect. Remember, we are all rooted. We are a seed planted. And we know that Mother Earth is the creator. With her, she does not need, I will say, she does not need anything else for us to explain where she comes from or who she is, because the ground holds everything else, but nobody knows what's holding the ground. So she's the creator, she's the source. plants come from her. Water, you have the water cycle. In order for rain to happen, you need the water cycle, water from the earth to go back to the horizon and then to come back again from the atmosphere. So she's just a revolution of life. She's the giver of life. She's the creator. She's everything that is born. She is everything that dies, and somehow she's always able to give life to that which we have said does not have life anymore. That is why you will take your dead plants and you will put them into Mother Earth, and they will manure the soil, and you can go and plant there and have fruits and trees that are rich. So Mother Earth never gives up on her children. She always sees potential, and that is why you will invite this element of earth into your space when Uphahla, because everything is born from earth, and the earth is always willing to give life to that which we do not see life in. And basically, most of the time, these are the 4 elements that we find people using, and that will be what you use. You can use all of them. You can use 1, you can use 2, you can use 3, all depending on how spirit communicates with you. And at the back here is just the little extra things that I know other people also incorporate in Ukuphahla kwabo. So this will be the most common one, the white cloth. It can be used as a doek that you wear when you go to Phahla and you're with your ancestors, you're communicating with them, or other people use it as they put everything on top of the white cloth as they communicate with their ancestors. Unlike me, when you see now the mat, but some people use the white cloth as their place of Ukuphahla. And then others, you will phahla with it and put it under your pillow as you sleep in order to help you with your dreams and help with communication from ancestors. These ancestral cloths, they will all depend on what you have dreamed about or what you've been directed to use by your ancestors. This is the sun, but you can use, it's not just limited to this. These are just the cloths that I just picked to put for the lesson. And the animal prints, like the lion that you see there, sometimes it can be because umutaung, and therefore because you seboko sa hao, your clan name is lion, or your totem is a lion. You will then be advised to buy a lion. If you umukwena, you will then buy the crocodile. But most of the time, the ancestral cloths are specific and are personal to each and every person. And those are the tools that we use. Or the other thing that you can use, I just don't have it here, I'm actually thinking about it now, is that you can have your coin or of money, whether it's a 2 rand, whether it's a 1 rand, your metal or your silver element coming into the space. And that will be because ancestors saw it as a trade, and it was one of the things used as riches. Okay, here, so yes, you can also include a coin, a 2 rand coin, a 1 rand coin into your space to show abantu abadala. Some people are even directed, they will tell them to scatter the money around umsamo wabo, and this will be their way of getting some blessings from ancestors. Offerings also must come. Remember, you also need to bring offerings. This could be one of the offerings you bring, emsamo, or the offering can be the water that you bring to them. It can be tea, it can be fruits, it can be whatever, but I always advise that you bring something that you like, or something that you know your grandmother or your grandparents or whoever that you know who has now been taken to the ancestral space, when that person liked that thing, and you can use it as an offering. Emsamo wako. I do hope that this has helped. This is part 7 of Ukuphahla, and it will probably not be the last lesson, but it will be a while again before I do another lesson. These are the tools of Ukuphahla. I am Gogo Noma. This is Learning with Noma. If you have not yet subscribed, please click the subscribe button, like the video, and share the lesson. In this classroom, a lesson learned should be a lesson shared. Thank you so much for joining me for this lesson. Your tools of Ukuphahla. Thokozani.